Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves Scrap, and I'm here today to bring you a layout from Christie's Series 14 of Christie's Beautiful Life, the 30 Days of Sketches, and this is day number 4, created by Scrappy-boymamma. And I've created this layout of myself being slimed at school, and it's bright and it's colourful, and this sketch lent itself beautifully for this double layout, which once again is a rarity for me. I've used lots of mixed media and some die cuts and some papers to build it all together. So I had started off with the white cardstock, and I've used paint daubers and the negative of my die cuts to create the splattered effect in the background of the paints. This day was at school, and it was a reward for the student that raised the most money during our colour fun run. They got to slime me, so it was a great incentive to get kids out there raising money. And the child that actually raised the most raised about $1,300, so he well deserved getting the chance to throw slime all over the deputy principal. Alright, so I've also used some distress sprays to splatter more colour onto the page, giving that overall effect of splatting. The slime just went everywhere, so this is what this is reflecting, and it's so good, and it builds that background that was on the sketch as well. And I like to use the sprays because they are running and it's easy to get your splatters from it. I've chosen 3 different colours. I've gone with a yellow, a coffee colour, and I chose a green as well, just to pick up the green. But as you can see, the splatters there look like paint splatters or slime splatters that were all over the concrete. It was a great afternoon at school. We'd had our colour fun run, and I was meant to do it the following week after the fun run, but I'd ended up with COVID, so I wasn't able to go to school or do it. So I had to wait for the next opportunity, and it was a nice hot summer's day in the middle of the last term last year, and I sat in the middle of a field and got 70 litres of slime thrown all over me, but that's part of the fun. So I'm just continuing to build up the layers there with the splattering, as you can see, and that has now created my background from which I'm going to work on. And it's nice and bright, and it's colourful, and that matches the photos. I'll put that to the side to dry, and I'm going to now use this Vicky Boot and Sweet Rush sheet because I thought that brings up all the colours and keeps the brightness and the festivity happening for the layout. I have trimmed off the strip at the end, the branding strip, and I'm now going to use this by tearing the paper, and I always tear it the wrong way sometimes. I forget to tear it towards myself so I get that white effect. And I'm using those for the 2 alternate corners. And I thought I just wanted it to be a little bit lifted off the page, give it a bit more definition, a bit more detail. So I'm using the black. I cut a 1-inch frame out of the cardstock because that becomes my frame around both pages, and the internal black is what I use for all the things that I need to do on the page. In this case, I'm using this one to layer these torn pieces so that they have a double effect, but give it some definition. And I'm once again for the top, tearing it towards myself to give it the roughened look and the distressed look in there. I've chosen red cardstock for my matting of my photos, and that reflects the colour of the shirt that I'm wearing that day, and also the colour of the major lot of slime that was thrown at me. It was red as well, so it was a good choice to lift it off the background. I always use the Express-It tape, as I've said before, to put my photos down, and I leave gaps just in case I want to overlap and build clusters behind, so I can tuck things in and behind the photos. So in this one, it was quite good. I got to use quite a few photos all up using the sketch. I've used 4 full-size full-size photos, which were 3.5 by 5, and then I used 3 by 3 photos down the side panel. So it's quite a lot of photos of an event. For this page, I have actually covered up all children's faces with the gold washi, which I will remove once I've finished using this photo for this layout and video, because I need to protect the children that I was with that day. I've double matted this one with the black, so it's bringing that black into the layout, but it's also making the one where I'm copying 20 litres of slime in the face stand out from the others. And it's actually a very cool photo. I can't believe they actually caught that one. That was quite funny. Yes, I know, I'm mad. I allow children to do these things to me. But it's all in fun, and it was really, as I said, a really good day. All right, so I am now going to start building my page since I have got all the bits together now. I'm going to put this one down onto the frame, and remember, I always take one edge at a time. That way I don't get the bubbles in the layout and it fits flat. This time I'm pretending I'm being good and I measured where it fits. That's so that when the pages come together, they show exactly joined properly. First of all, this corner is going to go down, and I lay down the mounting for the bright colour, which is the black, and it looks like it's being torn. And now I'm putting in the colour reveal. And yeah, you might be thinking it's pink and the splats are red, but it actually goes together, which is surprising. Even me, I was a bit surprised, but when I pull it all together, it does actually work. I tend to just work my layouts by mixing colours, look at the colours in the photos, look at the colours in the papers, and put them together. I've cut out all these messy scribble because I thought it looked pretty good for those cross parts that she has got here, Scrappy-boymamma has in the back of her photos. So I've used those, and I've got cut out dice from my dies, some splats of colour. I used the Cricut to create my title, and I've mounted that on the black as well to make it stand out. I used tacky glue for my adhesive to put down all my messy scribbles of paint, or cardstock in this case, and adhere that into place so that they are nice and flat against the cardstock. And they are behind the photo so that they draw your eye to them and carry on the splat through into the main coloured paper that I use. I use pop tape here to pop up the title. That makes it stand off the page, creates shadows, and another lumpy bumpy effect. The rest of it I'm putting down now, and I've used a Xyron sticker maker there to take the letters from my Cricut that said she got slimed, and yes, I got slimed. I'm popping up these die cut splats of colour so that they're off the page as well, giving more dimension to the page. I'm going to quickly lay out the photos of where I'd like them on the page, and then I'll adhere them. Some of them I pop, some of them I lay flat. I've used more of these messy scribbles to build the page, and you see I'm fiddling and moving them around, and that's what you do. You just play around until you find where you're happy with the outcome and the balance, and putting on the splats, and you'll see I will lay them here, and then when I actually put it all together, they've changed again. And I should have actually left the yellow there because it looks really effective, but I ended up moving it, I think, in the end. And I'm putting in the messy scribbles. They tie those straight, plain, flat coloured pieces into the background and bring the photos tied together because of the joint scribbles. Pop that one up because that's my main photo, and then I've put these in, and I have popped that middle photo as well and that allows the eye to roam around the page and capture the key parts of it. Alright, so I'm just going to go in now and finish it off with these final touches of these colour paint splats. And remember the rule of threes, roam them around so that your eye is drawn around the page and they complement. Now, I'm a little bit concerned that there's a bit of white space there. And when you look it up and you see it, because the photos have covered up a lot of the paint splats that I did, I add in a few extra coloured pieces just to give it a bit of a lift, because I'm concerned that it's a bit flat, that it's looking a little bit faded into the background, and I want it to bring that up. So I'm going back now with the blue, because it picks up the blue from the photos in the sky, and I'm putting some more paint splats in just to clear that white space and fill it a little bit more with a splatter. And you can see that it just filled that space and made it a little bit more detailed and interesting to look at overall. Okay, so that's where I'm at, and I'm really sorry that it's off again. I don't know, I need to work on my placing of my camera. I know that it's on the edge of the mat and then the mat has slipped, so therefore I'm working off camera again, and I'm really sorry, I apologise. So overall, I've got all of those pieces in, and I'm now going to add my journaling. That's important. You need to add the story of your page, just working out where to put it. In the end, I go in under the title, and that carries across to the second page. And just telling the story of the mad deputy principal who allows children to throw slime all over herself. Yes, and then stands up and gets hosed down. It was really funny. I can't believe how many of the staff were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. But it was fun, and we had fun. And after all, it just washed off. It wasn't a big thing. And the kids still talk about it, and they say, Miss, you was, that was so cool. So it's all in fun, all in making school a memory for those kids. And the journaling keeps that memory alive so that people in the future will know about it. And as you can see, there's the double going in nicely. And I'm just going to draw in a messy line around the border just to lift that white and tie it up. I can't sit with a flat layout. I just need it to have something to finish it off, and that little fine, messy, hand-drawn border is enough to draw the page all together, I think. I like edging on my pages. I think it's necessary to close it and finish it off. And there we have my page somewhat together, but we all know I will keep looking at it and thinking about it until I'm happy with it. And you can see where the paint splatters are, you can see where the messy scribbles are, and of course I'm not happy until I go and get my Nouveau drops and add my little 3-dot signatures at each of the 3 points of clusters, because that's important as well, adding detail, finishing it off and making sure that the page is complete. And Nouveau drops are an easy way of ensuring continuity across a page, tying it all together, building a cluster and finishing it off. And I always use the signature 3 dots because they just all go together and make you satisfied. And it sounds really funny, but it's satisfied for your eyes that they've got those points to refer to and draw back to. So this came together nicely. I did think about it for a long time before I put it into action. I'm a bit of a thinker about layouts before I do. I like to think and plan it out and map it out in my head well before I go and sit down to do it. And here it is, Scrappy-boymamma's Day 4 sketch. You can see that I have pretty much paid pure homage to that sketch, and I tend to do that because somebody's taken the time to create it, and I will pay homage to that sketch. and build my thing. They could, as I say, stand alone as single pages as well. They're so well designed, that's what you can do, but together they make a signature page. Don't forget to like if you found something interesting. Follow me on Instagram at Kathy Loves to Scrap, and you can find a whole range more of my layouts that I have done. Once again, thanks for taking the time and joining me today. Hope you found something, and below will be a list of others